Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Knox Black, chilling with the top back, and I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Black's Magic Arena. Now, if this deck on screen looks familiar to you, that is because this was King of the Week in our very first week of the Black Magic Gauntlet. Boros Tokens absolutely took the ladder by storm. Not only did it win 4 games in a row, but it beat a meta deck, which means it got an absolutely perfect score, and this week is here to see if it can defend its crown. So because we've already seen this deck, the introduction for it is going to be a lot shorter than it was last week. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, first up, we're going to start with the carrot cake. And before we get into this, I just want to let you guys know that in case you didn't understand with the rules, decks that win King of the Week are ineligible to be changed. So the list that we have right here is exactly the same as it was last week. There's no changes to either the cards that are in the deck or the numbers of the cards. So let's go ahead and get into it first with the carrot cake. This card is going to be one of our main early token generators. 4 copies of this. It allows us to create a 1/1 white rabbit creature token and scry, so we get some deck manipulation. We can see better cards on our next draw steps, and also we can sacrifice this artifact to gain us 3 life. Next after that, 4 copies of the Clayfire Bricks. This is just going to help us continue to get lands. When we see this card in 2 land hands, we know that this is an automatic 3rd land, so we're much more likely to take those. But also, if we craft this thing with an artifact on the other side, the Cosmium Kiln, it allows us to create 2 tokens that works really well with the deck and the theme that we're going for. Next up, we got 4 copies of Get Lost. This is just easy removal. It's very versatile as it lets us go for creatures, enchantments, or planeswalkers. The one thing I have to say I don't like about this particular removal spell is that it gives opponents map tokens, and those seem to be a lot more helpful to our opponent than they were, like say for instance when this card first came out. But it's still in the deck because it gives us that removal in those crucial moments that we absolutely needed. You just have to be a little bit more strategic about how you use this one in particular. Next up, we got 4 copies of the Caretaker's Talent, because you guys know I love to draw cards, and this is the main engine of how this card likes to do so. So every time a token hits the battlefield, it's going to allow us to draw a card. I don't think I did a very good job of explaining the entire functionality of this card last week, so let's take a look at it. As you can see in that top box, that's going to be the effect that we get as soon as the card is played. So when we play it for 3, whenever one or more tokens we control enters, we draw a card. And that ability can only trigger once each turn. If you look below that, there are 2 other abilities, level 2 and level 3, that have mana costs to the left of the levels. So for 1 mana, we can flip this thing to level 2, which allows us to make a copy of any token that we control. So that can be a creature token, that can be a map token if we blow up our own things with the Get Lost, that can be a treasure token if we somehow find a way to get some of those. Any token that we have that triggers will trigger that ability in order to draw us a card. And then for 4 mana, go back to the card, and for 4 mana it allows us to give all of our creature tokens a +2/+2. So we saw this actually win us the first game last week. This is a very powerful ability with all of the creature tokens that we're going to be generating with this deck. So this is just the entirety of what this card does. Can be a very powerful card if used correctly. Next up, we've got 3 copies of the Cosmo Grand Zenith. This is one of the main token generators in the deck, one of my favorite decks from Edges of Eternity. And it just basically says whenever we cast our 2nd spell, every turn we can either use one of these 2 effects. More times than not, we're going to be making the 2 1/1 human soldiers, but there are also some use cases for us to put the +1/+1 counter on every creature that we control, making this a slightly watered down version of the Ouroboroi, but still able to give you a lot of power to finish games. Next up, we got 4 copies of Split Up. This is just another tool to help us remove pesky creatures. And when we do come up against decks that are trying to go wide and trying to put, 20, 30, 40, 50 creatures on the field, this is just going to help us to even the odds and be able to get back into our plays and start our strategy from the ground up. And sometimes this can be a one-sided board wipe, depending on the situation in the game. So we love to use the Split Up for that situation. But next up, we have the Anim Call, and this is going to be another one of our main token generators. This card lets us, every time we attack with a non-gnome creature, doesn't have to be the Anim, it can be any non-gnome creature, it's going to put a +1/+1 counter on this card, and then we're going to create 1/1 tokens equal to the number of counters that is on the Anim. So for instance, if we attack and the Anim has gotten its third counter, that means we will get 3 1/1s that will be tapped and attacking, and they will also help us to proc and trigger this card. 4 copies of the War Leader's Call. Every creature that we control gets a +1/+1, and whenever a creature we control hits the battlefield, this enchantment is going to deal 1 damage to our opponent. So we really just like this to try to ping our opponents, kind of like a machine gun effect. The more tokens we can put on the battlefield while this is on the battlefield, the more damage that we're going to be able to do to our opponents, and especially when we have multiples of these on the battlefield, it can get very snowbally very quickly. Next up, one of my favorite cards, we have the Exalted Sunborn, and this card, whether you play it for the warp cost or whether you play it for its full 5, is just absolutely beautiful when it comes to token generation. It's going to allow us to double any number of tokens that we make. So for instance, if we have the Cosmo Grand Zenith, we play a second spell while this is on the field. Instead of making 2 creature tokens, it's going to make us 4. Now, if we've got 1 or even 2 War Leaders Calls on the battlefield, this is one of the things that makes the deck so hard to deal with. And then after that, we've got our last card. It's the Overlord of the Mistmoors, just 2 copies of this. This is one of those things that helps us to not only create tokens, yes, but to make flying tokens, which can be important if we find ourselves going up against Angels decks and we need flyers in order to block what they have. But also if we play this for its full cost, it's just a big body on the field, and every time it attacks, it's just going to make us more flyers. And if you have the Exalted Sunborn on the field while this hits, it's just going to do even more damage. Like the way that this deck comes together and synergizes when it's all working perfectly, it's just absolutely beautiful to me. So taking a look at our lands, we still got 1 copy of the Abandoned Air Temple, which this is just here to put +1/+1s on creatures, give us a little bit extra power to finish games off. We've got 7 regular plains, 2 regular mountains, 4 copies of the Inspiring Vantage, which is just here to give us access to both colors whenever we need them early in the games or later. 1 copy of Restless Bivouac, which turns into a 2/2 red and white creature land that puts +1/+1 counters on things when it attacks. So this is going to also help us with our aggression. And then we've also got 4 copies of Sunbillow Verge, which is very similar to the Inspiring Vantage, except these always enter untapped, so very important to get these late when we want to make plays in this game. 2 copies of Cavern of Souls. This is here in case we run up into counterspell matchups and we need to be able to push through the cards that we need on the field. And then we also have 3 copies of Multiversal Passage, which is just one of my favorite lands. It's just very versatile, and it allows us to get whatever color land we need in the moment, and it can even be untapped as long as we're willing to pay 2 life. So this is the deck, same list as last week, but we're going to get into the arena and see if this thing is ready to defend its crown and see how powerful it actually is when it comes to the arena. So I will see you guys there. All right, so today the king is back. We are playing some Boros Tokens, trying to see if this thing can defend its crown and go 2-0 for the week, or for the Black Magic Gauntlet. So starting off, we're going second, and we've got some token generators, we got some removal. I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. We got plenty of land. Now we're gonna need to draw some more of our explosions, some Cosmo Grand Zenith, some of this. Yeah, that works. And so now, depending on how fast the opponent is moving, I might want to wait until I can play the Sunborn and the Carry Cake together, but the Badger Mole may dictate otherwise. But I am just gonna go ahead and kill this thing before they can get all that mana. I am just gonna go ahead and do that. So next turn, I think I'm gonna play the Caretaker's Talent. And then the following turn, yep, because where there's one Badger Mole, there's gonna be another one. You know how it goes. You know the saying. You know. That doggone Badger Mole. So we get the Caretaker's Talent. I think, yeah, unless I draw a removal, they're gonna have... Yeah, they're gonna have the Badger Mole. So, nothing I can really do about that. They're likely to want to spend their mana. Let's get this going. Next turn, we can generate a couple of tokens. the Sunborn. But this is probably gonna get pretty tough. Okay. Paw patch formation. Are they attacking? Okay. 6. Really don't like that we keep drawing land, but what are you gonna do about it? So now, yes, we're gonna play the Sunborn. We're gonna generate multiple tokens and try to get a scry off. No, we don't need more land. Thanks, deck. Could really use something that's not land, like that. It'd be amazing, you know? So do I think I'm gonna play that. I think I'm gonna play the Sunborn out next turn to kind of deter them from wanting to attack. Now is it attack time? I'm gonna kill the Badger Maw if they let me. They might not. They did? Okay. Sure, we'll go Angel, or no, actually we'll go, it doesn't matter, they're not playing blue. Exalted Sunborn, let's see if they can remove it. Because this next turn, okay. Okay, 9/9 does not have trample though, that's important to note. Still got that. A part of me is like, just crack this. Put that back, don't want that. And then next turn, yeah, we copy that now. Just to get some extra blockers out here, man. Because I don't know if this thing is gonna get trampled, if they've got cards that makes that happen, or what. So I'm trying to think, what do we need? A get lost would be great right now to get rid of that Loomer, turn this thing around. But then next turn, now what is this? Now what is this? What is this? Famished World Sire? Okay, all right, just 26-26, huh? 26-26? Yeah, just a 26-26. If we can give that trample, that's gonna be a major problem. Okay. That can come in tap. How about we do this? Play that. Play that. Get more blockers. I thought I had one more land left. Okay, so the thing is, if they can give anything trample with one card, then we're in trouble. But that is not a card that gives trample. That is not a card that gives trample. Okay. Okay. They've got to be careful here about the way they attack. They've definitely got to be careful here. They're going to attack with that. Makes sense, but we're going to block. Do I have enough to kill that? Would I even want to? No, we'll just do that for now. Does this have a dies, like when it dies effect? When it enters mill, then return all luminous power? It does not. Well, now when you say stuff like that to me, I mean, that just ends it, doesn't it? I swing with everything. They're probably going to kill my two most important creatures, but I'm going to have a board full of creatures and they're not. And all of that's getting through. I think that's going to be the move, right? I think that's just going to be the move. I mean, how much do they got? 16? Like, what if we did something like this? Right? So they can only block 3, so I will take that on top. So let me see. I got 6 of those, which means 5 of them are getting through. Yeah? Now hold on. Now hold on. We might have lethal. We might have lethal right here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This might be lethal. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is gonna do it, actually. This is actually gonna do it. GG, and they know it. And you know this, man. GG's. The King of the Week coming out swinging. Is coming out swanging. Eyes closed, just swanging. All right, well, let's move on to the next one then. What a comeback, man. What a comeback in that last one. Let's see if we can do something just like it. Like, when the deck is humming like that, man, this thing is hard to beat. So, we've got lands. We've got more ways to get more lands. We got a little bit of removal, and we've got the War Leader's Call. What we do not have is token generation, and that is what scares me. But if we draw any of it, we have a bit of juice to stay alive. We'll try it. We will try it. This has to be red because we just don't have red land right now until we get a basic. Also got a Caretaker's Talent now. We're going to go ahead and play the bricks. Get us that basic. Okay, so opponent's coming out with all the tap lands, all the Restless Cottage. I think it's got to be the Caretaker's Talent, just in case we get some token generation. There's a world where I may have to play one of these World Leaders calls just to destroy it with the Get Lost, so we can get some card draw going. Because if I can't generate tokens very soon, whatever the opponent's deck is trying to do, they're going to do it. They're just going to be able to do it. So let's go ahead and play out one of these War Leaders calls. There's a shot that I should have played it last turn and have been destroying it. Well, I wouldn't have had the Caretakers on the field though, so it wouldn't have mattered. Scavenging Ooze. There's a tokens generator. And I think I'm gonna play that actually. So let's make this white. I think I'm gonna play this and draw some cards, or draw a card, and then also ping the opponent with the first War Leader's Call. Okay, there's an Exalted Sunborn. So if they don't destroy both of these, because I'm sure one of these is probably dead, if they don't destroy both of them, I can create more copies next turn with this Caretaker's Talent and the Exalted Sunborn. There's the first one gone. Is the second one dead too? But of course it is dead. You silly person. Okay, I can deal with that though. We got another one. They're gonna be upset. All right, let's do it though. Let's get it. Let's get it. Tap, tap. Tap, tap, draw me a card. Preferably that. Preferably an untapped land, so I can destroy something. There we go. Let's get it. What do you got? What What do you got for me? You got a lot of land you working with right now. Don't really care. You go ahead and have your attack. Don't really care. Sure. We can have a really good turn now with the Sunborn copying the flying insect token. Oh, well, of course. Yeah. So that's not gonna happen. Okay, more scavenging ooze. Surely you didn't think you were gonna get to keep your thing though, did you? Surely you didn't think you were gonna get to keep your thing though, did you? Okay, so play another War Leader's Call. Play a Clay Fire Bricks, get that land, and then next turn, we'll be able to go kind of crazy. But of course they want blood now. Of course they want blood right now. Can't say I blame them. Can't say I blame them. All right, so 246, or no, 247 is what I would need. But I do have it. Let's go ahead and empty the hand. Tap, tap, tap. And then all sorts of tap. Clay Fire Bricks, no, don't need that. All the taps. All the taps. Oh, he's sick of this card, huh? He's sick of this card. He done pulled out the end. I can play the Exalted Sunborn. If he doesn't destroy anything else, I might just have game. I can copy the 2 rabbit tokens, get all the ping damage. What else? What else can you do? Assassin's Trophy, sure. Sure. I'll take a basic. I'll take a basic to the field. Okay, so we play you out. Tap, tap. We get a copy of you going, couple copies. Tap, 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 and that'll do it. That'll be game. Deuces. They thought they was on to something, but man, this explosion, it just gets crazy. When it gets crazy, like, it snowballs pretty effectively, man. So far, King of the Week is doing his thing. It's definitely showing why it won week 1. That's 2 in a row. Let's keep it going. So I'm gonna just be honest with y'all, man. I was not expecting this deck to be as powerful as it is. Like, when I put this one together, I thought it would be good. Don't get me wrong, but like, I did not realize it was gonna be doing this. Now, looking at this hand, this is absolutely 1000% unkeepable, right? Because there's a chance we just don't draw lands. There's a very good chance this hand doesn't do anything. There's also a good chance it does a lot. But we're gonna mulligan. And I think I can live with this a little bit more. We're gonna get rid of split up since we can't even play it right now. Nope, that's not split up. That's not split up. Okay, that's split up. Cool. We're good. What a mistake that almost was, right? Am I right? Gonna need another white to play that Overlord, and I'm really gonna want there. Well, no, shut up. I'll just shut up then. Shut up, just shut up, shut up. I'm gonna play a Nim first because I'm like almost positive, 1000% positive that it's gonna get removed. And then we'll try to play the War Leader's Call followed by Overlords, right? Inspiring Advantage. Let's go ahead and play out this Anim. And then if it lives, the War Leader Call, which is not going to live, right? It's not going to live. But the War Leader's Call is going to start putting in some work for us here shortly. Never believed for a second that it was going to live. This looks like something very similar to what we just played. Okay. So yeah, let's play the War Leader's Call then. I really wish we could get a Cosmo Grand Zen. Start getting some big time token generation. I am probably just gonna kill this thing. Yeah, it's getting exiled, coming back. I'm probably just gonna kill this thing, to be honest. Don't want it to get that extra ramp next turn. Get lost. So do I play the War Leader's Call now? I think so. Because next turn we can get a little explosive with it. If they leave both of these on the field, we can get a little explosive. This is the second time I've seen a strategy similar to this one. And it's got me wondering, like, what do people know that I don't, right? What do y'all know that I don't know? Is what I'm wondering. Shared roots. Okay? They're doing a whole heck of a lot of ramping here, I'll tell you that. A whole heap and helping. We'll go with this. Because if I draw a Cosmo Grand, I can get more value out of having one of these. Plus we got 2 4/3 flyers, so I'm gonna block it. Just in case. Don't know what the plan is here, but I'm gonna block it. Yeah, I figured it was something like that. And now you've got the removal for this too. Okay, and now we must rebuild. What do they got in their hand? Bitter Triumph? Yeah. Now we have to rebuild. We gotta find some of these. Nope. Let's get that on the field too. Nope. Don't need any of those. I need more War Leader's Call. I need Caretaker's Talent. Just to kill everything at all times list. Is that what we got? Nope. Why? Why are y'all so determined to give me every land? What are we doing? I knew that's what you were coming for, right? That's fine. Knew that's what you were coming for. And of course, now we have a kill spell for the Anim. Oh yeah, the Bitter Triumph. Oh, doesn't need it. Yeah, doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. We hold. Just determined, man. Just absolutely determined. Yes, I have to keep that. I have to keep that. Choose a card name. Ha! Wow, this is insane. This is insane. I swear it just feels like every couple of games in Magic, you are going to come up against somebody playing something completely crazy. But it is just completely designed to destroy everything you've built your deck to do. Everything you built the deck to do is just going to destroy it. Yeah, this one feels over, if I'm being honest. With no way to destroy that virtue, with no way to get these cards out of my graveyard, to get that back, like this one largely feels like it's a wrap to me. If I draw a land this turn, it's just, yeah. Well, on to the next one. Nothing you can do about that. Sometimes you just come up against strategies, man, that are just completely built and designed to hose you. Just hose you, man. That's what it's here to do. But we ride. All right, so last game of the video. Right now, Boros Tokens is competing to see if it can at least tie and be in contention for King of the Week, because it's not going to be able to outdo the Badger Mode deck thus far. Unless, of course, we play a meta deck. Didn't think about that. Okay, so I'm going first. I've got token generators. I've got all the War Leader's calls. And I've got a way to get my third land. I'm keeping it. I am keeping it. So what are we going up against here? I have no idea. I have absolutely zero idea. Gonna go ahead and get the clay-fired bricks down. Bricks. Okay. Next turn we play out the War Leader's Call, I think. Unless we draw a 2-mana spell. Seam Rip. Really? That's what you wanted to Seam Rip. I mean, okay. Sure. Don't let me tell you how to live. Can we potentially stop drawing lands? You know? Can we stop drawing lands? If I'm being completely honest with you, I want this deck to survive. But I want it to not be King of the Week this week, because I want to add some things to this. Airbend it. You're gonna airbend it. Human. Yeah, I want to add some things to this deck that I think is going to make it just a little bit more explosive. So now what is the opponent doing? Storm Chaser's Talent. Storm Chaser's Talent. I was not expecting Storm Chaser's Talent. Imperial Eagle. Now what I wouldn't give for a split up. That's good too. Also, hello. Hello. Okay. And we can do that again next turn. Okay. What do you got for that? Of course you're going to want to destroy it, yeah. But we can do it again next turn. They've got the flyers. Okay. Gonna airbend something. Very good. Nurturing Pixie to return, I'm guessing, the Storm Chaser's Talent. So go ahead and play it out again. Get more prowess. Trigger, 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 trigger. I'm down. I'm down to clown. I'll get rid of that. I am definitely down to clown. Okay, so 6 lands. Okay. Let's get it. think I gotta start attacking, don't I? Most of this I can't even block. So yeah, I gotta start attacking. Yeah. We're gonna start attacking, yo. So now next turn we can do this again. Okay, this is to draw some cards. Or to draw a card. Now what? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right. So that means we have to win right now, don't we? And I think we may be able to. Now just hold on. Where did that come from? Why did that happen? All right. Okay, even still, we put this on the battlefield, yeah? We kill that. We make more, even more. And that should do it. That should be game. Let's go! That's what I am absolutely talking about. So, it would seem this deck is not a fluke. 2 weeks in a row, Boros Tokens has been very dominant in the gauntlet. So, what else can I say about it, man? The deck speaks for itself. It's a powerhouse. I'm still kind of hoping it doesn't win King because I want to make changes to this deck to make it even better. But right now, it can do no worse than the Badger Mode deck. So, other than that, man, let's go ahead and check out the standings and check out the spreadsheet and see what we got going. See you there. All right, so checking out the standings for the day. We had Boros Tokens step up to the gauntlet to defend its King of the Week status. And I'm not going to lie, it came out very strong in this one. Got 3 wins, only 1 loss, and it also got a bonus point because the first deck we played against had the Badger Mode Cub in it. So it's got a 0.75 win rate. And it's going to have a total of 6 points. So, once again, Boros Tokens is in the lead when it comes to King of the Week. It's going to be very, very tough in order to come across a win on this deck. But outside of that, we got a couple more decks to show off this week. Tomorrow, I think it's going to be Mono Black Revenants. We're going to be bringing that back to the gauntlet. But outside of that, if you stayed this long into the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could give us a like and a subscription. And other than that, I will see you tomorrow in Black's Magic Arena. Peace.